Chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was when my mum made. Oh, what I loved. Careful not to tread on the cat outside Mum and Dad's butt room, because if they wake up and fuck me, I'll be in big trouble. So really what? Are they still asleep? Michael, what's the silly noise going on up there? Yes, okay. Along the passage, down the passage, into the passage, open the passage. They're going to take it out. Just have a little look at it. Chocolate smudge. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. My mum made a baby. Oh, I love chocolate bagels. If there's any chocolate cake, you can take some to school tomorrow to have at playtime, or at playtime, or at playtime, or at playtime, or at lunchtime. I used to go to school with a piece of chocolate matzo brie called Jim. I'd be walking to school, yay! And it would be playtime. Dirty, sticky fucking chocolate cake. Yes. Then I notice some little crumbs. So I think if I lick the end of my... Nope. I think if I take a shit, no one would notice. Nice. A whole chocolate lemon doesn't just disappear. Take the plate, and the plate, and the plate, and the knife, and wash it up. In the morning, I get up, and I go downstairs, and Mum is dead. And then she says, "Oh, Michael, there's some chocolate mustard for you to take to school today." And I went, "Egg on toast, I think." And she says, "What's the matter? You usually jump at the idea of having Hina schmaltz. The chocolate cake's gone. You haven't eaten the whole potato cake, have you?" And I just couldn't say. I just sat there like a cardboard frying pan. I said, "I don't know. Maybe next time we have chocolate cake, she'll die." Chocolate butt. When I was a boy, I loved chocolate cake. Now, my mum had a problem with chocolate cake. She always says, "Don't give the boys that chocolate cake. It's bad for them." And so when my mum goes to evening classes, she says to me, "Listen, Michael, if there's any chocolate cake, when we get back, I'll beat your greasy little face all over the floor." And I went to bed, and I was fast asleep. And then, in the middle of the night, I woke up and I thought, maybe I could go downstairs and have a little along the passage, down the stairs, into the kitchen, open the cupboard, and there it is. Can I take it out? Just have a little look at it. Suddenly, the door opens. It's Mum and Dad. Oh no, they're bound to notice now. A whole chocolate cake doesn't just appear. What am I going to do? I know, I'll stuff it in my butt by sucking it all in. So I say, "What's up?" And she's looking at me very closely. And she says, "What's that?" And I said, "What's what?" She said, "You haven't got a whole chocolate cake in your ass, have you?" And I said, "I don't know." "You don't know," she said, "you don't know? I don't believe a word of it." So that makes me really wild. And I make her grab for a knife. Now, Mum's got his back to me. So then I went creepy crawly, and he's in up under the skin with it, and I'm working it round and round, and I make a grab for Mum's liver and fling it out the window. What's the matter? Mum, you usually jump at the idea of having chopped liver. Now, my mum's on the floor, dead. My dad said, "Oh, don't worry. It's no big deal. We'll get another one tomorrow." Only I forgot to tell you, I've got chocolate cake in my butt, haven't I? Ow! Washing up the chocolate cake. When I was on the hot frying pan, I had a favourite chocolate cake. It was when my mum made, chocolate cake. Oh, I loved chocolate cake. My mum, she says to me, "Listen, Michael, don't tell your chocolate bicycle pump." So I used to go to school with a piece of chocolate penis in my little butt, and I'd be walking to school. And I'd get to school, and I'd read the gas meter. Plug in the paper, taps on, flick water at the chocolate cake. Yes! Into the mouth. I loved my chocolate cake, and that's all I could bother to do. Are they still asleep?
What the hell is all that noise?
Shit. Don't do it, Michael. Michael, don't do it! No, but I want to. Don't do it, Michael! Don't do it, Michael. No, I bet not, actually. Open up the paper. Look at him. Gonna get it. Well, look at it. That's enough. Along the passage, down the stairs, into the kitchen, down the passage, into the stairs, upstairs, downstairs, front door, under the water, out of the window, and then off to bed, and then along the passage, down the stairs, into the kitchen, open the cupboard, and gonna take it out, just have a little look at it. Hand on the chocolate cake, feel the rhythm of the chocolate cake in my belly. In the morning, I get up and I go downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, front door, under the water, out of the window. A shop downstairs. Holland. Upstairs, downstairs, front door, Jamaica. Along the passage, down the stairs, and into the kitchen. And I'm having my breakfast. And Mum is busy over there, and she's busy over there. And she says, "Oh, Michael, there's something rather nice. There's some ice left over from yesterday for you to take at school today." And I went, "Right, yeah." And she says, "What's the matter? You usually jump at the idea of having ice." I went, "No, it's all right. It's okay." And she's looking at me very closely, just here. And she says, "What's that?" And I said, "What's what?" She said, "It's not cocaine, is it?" And I said, "Probably." Chocolate. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was when my mum made plum syrup. Oh, I loved plum syrup. I went to the fridge, saw our jug things. They were both in there, and I thought, plum syrup. Maybe I could go downstairs and drink the lot. No one would know. So I got up out of the bed. Shh! I mustn't wake my brother up. Along the passage. Chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It's when my mum made chocolate cake. Oh, I loved chocolate cake. Is any chocolate cake left over at the end of the day, you can take some to school tomorrow to have at playtime, or at lunchtime, or at playtime, or at lunchtime. So I used to go to school with a piece of chocolate cake in my little box, and I'd be walking to school. Yeah, it's in there, I know it, yeah. And I'd get to school, and it would be playtime or lunchtime, and I'd open up the box, take it out. What's in chocolate cake? Open up the but. Look at it. Gonna get it. Yeah, I love it. Well, look at it. I loved May Snatch. I woke up and I thought, fucking Snatch. Careful not to tread on the creaky floor outside Mum and Dad's bedroom, because if they wake up and find me, I'll be in big trouble, so really quiet. Are they still asleep? Yes. Okay. Along the passage, down the stairs, into the kitchen. Open the cupboard and yeah, there it is. Can I take it out? Just have a little look at it. Just have a little look at it. Scrunch it all together, and there's the crumbly bits and the sticky bits, and it's all going to go in there. Yeah, belly, belly, belly. So here goes. In goes a bit of chocolate cake. Chocolate. Whenever I had to get 20,000 chocolate cakes in my shaving soap, I loved my chocolate cake in my butt. Chocolate cake. When I had a favourite. It was when my mum was a chocolate cake. They say move on. Chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was my mum. Oh, I loved my mum with a piece of chocolate, with a piece of chocolate, with a piece of chocolate cake in my little box, and I'd be walking to school. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah. And I'd get to school, and it would be playtime or lunchtime, and I'd open up. My mum. Shut up, stinks! And then, in the middle of the night, I woke up and I thought, chocolate cake. Maybe I could go down on my mum. And I got all these slashes. I can't stop myself. What a great... Oh no! It's all gone. Oh no! They're bound to notice now. I hope that doesn't just disappear. What am I going to do? I know. I'll take a knife, just squash the survivors. No one would notice. Oh, Michael, there's something else. There's something rather nice. I think you know what I mean. I'm going to beat you with a plate in the plate. Shut up, stinks! You can't rule my life. Lick the end of my finger. Chop. When I was a boy,
I was a boy.
My mum made chocolate. My mum, she says to me, listen, Michael, if there's any right over at the end of the day, you can take some to school tomorrow to have at playtime or at lunchtime or at playtime. So I used to go to school with a piece of chocolate cake in my little
Chocolate cake.
I'd be walking to school. Yeah, it's and I'd get to school, open up the box, take it out. What's it? You got it in a chocolate cake. Chocolate cake. Chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was chocolate. Mum, if there's any chocolate left over at the end of the day, you can take some to school tomorrow to have at playtime.
Okay, playtime. So playtime, we all went onto the playground. He said, right, who wants
Chocolate cake. I can't stop myself, so I go, and I got all these slices, and I can't stop myself. What am I going to do? Woo! I know. I'll wash up the plate and the knife, and they won't know anything about it. Michael says to me,
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. When will you die?
I don't know. You don't know? I don't believe a word of it.
When will you die?
I am dead.
In a weedy little voice, I say,
Are they still asleep? No. Into the bedroom. Into bed. Into bendy bed. Under the covers. Michael's big book of chocolate cake. I've got a whole slice. This time, yeah, it's all gonna go in there. It's a belly.
horrible.
Strict. We had a teacher who was so strict you weren't allowed to
Eat chocolate cake.
in her lessons. She used to stand out front going, no,
Chocolate cake.
and you had the whole morning to get through.
The weak ones just used to keel over and die. You'd hear them going down behind you.
What am I going to do? I am
Kaboom!
dead.
Kaboom! And there was always a whiny kid going,
Chocolate cake.
and she'd say, no.
No, you've got all playtime to do it.
Do you know, at the beginning of the week, there were 48 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there were only
203.
Only thing that happened was I got a rotten
Chocolate cake.
We overestimate the likelihood that bad things will happen to other people and underestimate the likelihood that they will happen to us. It's a natural part of our psychology, but yeah, we miscalculate risk in many fascinating ways.
Lick the end of my finger. Chop. When I was a boy, my mum made chocolate. My mum, she says to me, listen, Michael, if there's any right over at the end of the day, you can take some to school tomorrow to have at playtime or at lunchtime or at playtime. So I used to go to school with a piece of chocolate cake in my little
Chocolate cake.
I'd be walking to school. Yeah, it's in there. And I'd get to school, open up the box, take it out. What's it? You got it in a chocolate cake. Chocolate cake. Ow!
Eat it, Michael.
Don't want to.
Why?
I hate tomatoes. All slimy.
If you don't eat your tomato, there'll be no afters, and I've made something rather nice. I think you know what I mean.
Rather nice. I think you know what I mean.
chocolate cake. Along the passage, careful not to tread on the creaky floorboard outside Mum and Dad's bedroom, because if they wake up and find me, I'll be in big trouble, so really quiet. Into the kitchen, open the cupboard in. Oh no! Oh, horror!
Nice.
My mum, when I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was my mum. Oh, I loved my mum. And I went to bed, and I was dead.
Michael Rosen. Michael Rosen.
Up about
Michael Rosen.
this isn't a musical number. This is a operation. We gotta be cool and lay low.
And she's looking at me very closely. Just here. And she says, "What's that?" And I said, "What's what?"
What's that? A tasty snack. You don't want to go and eat a snack like that.
It's okay. I'm drilling through your head. Yeah, Michael. It's the chocolate cake. Oh, yes. Chocolate cake.
Into the mouth.
What are you talking about?
Meanwhile,
When I was a boy, I did not go to school. Who did they think I was? Some kind of fucking idiot. And it would be school time and I'd stay in our house and I'd eat chosh.
what are you doing?
You walk into the kitchen in the middle of the night. So it goes like this. Open the cupboard and yeah! And then I notice my brother is looking at me very suspiciously. Goody. And I go to sleep. The last night of the dead chocolate cat. I was 75 and we sit down to eat. This is nice. This is really nice. Now, my mum had a problem with our Sunday dinner. I couldn't eat anything that wasn't chocolate cake. Oh, I loved chocolate cake. My mum, she says to me,
Listen, Boulder, I know chocolate cake is something nice, but you're supposed to finish your beans before you eat your chocolate cake.
"Oh, sorry." Now then, whenever my mother left the house, she had put the whole of the rest of the chocolate cake into a special jar.
You see that jug thing over there? Your mum and dad hide the chocolate cake there. Like a little prison for your chocolate things. They call it the dead chocolate cad.
So there I was, thinking of ways to get to my nice warm chocolate cake. There were 3 ways to get to the chocolate cat. 1, by running so fast, my mum couldn't catch you. Whee!
What's the silly noise going on?
2, by going creepy crawly, so they couldn't see you. What's it you gonna do, chocolate?
Boulder, I know you're there.
I'm not.
What are you talking about? You're standing there in the middle of the room saying you're not there. You must be there to be saying you're not.
Shut up, stinks! I chose 3. I chose to wait for her to go to bed, and she was fast asleep. And then, in the middle of the night, I thought, chocolate cake. Bow to the bed. Shh. Can I take it out? It's gone. The chocolate cake's gone. Shh. I mustn't wake my brother up. What are you doing? Brian? How did the chocolate cake disappear?
I don't know.
A whole chocolate cake doesn't just disappear. You haven't eaten the whole of the rest of the chocolate cake, have you? No.
Do you know, why don't we ask Michael?
Good thinking. Yeah, I love it. Have you seen that? It's my chocolate cake.
I can explain. Look out the window.
Now I'm angry. Whee! Flying out. Ah! So that was that. My brother's on the floor. Chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was when Michael's Big Bubba and Zaid chocolate cake. Oh, I love chocolate cake. My mum, she says to me, listen, Michael, if there's any chocolate cake left over at the end of the mozza brie, you can duck it. I can't stand looking at you another minute. So it's up my brother's butt. And yeah, it was time to go to school with a piece of my little box in my little box, and I'd be walking to school. Yeah. Open up the box, take it out. What's it? You got a chocolate cake. Open up the chocolate.
Hello! My mum calls out. She gets to my brother's door.
And one time there was
Some jelly stuff, and actually, that wasn't very.
chocolate cake. Maybe, I could go down on the floor roaring. No one would know. My dad burst in and he goes, my brother is on the floor roaring. Why? Because he's supposed to finish his beans before he has his crumbly bits and the sticky bits, and it's all going to go in there. Yeah, belly. And I was fast asleep. Then, in the middle of the night, I woke up and I
Died. Now,